Hey sports fans, and welcome back to another video. My name is Alan Loftis II, and I like to make sports videos. So today is February 7th, 2021, Super Bowl 55. I'm going to give you an inside look from my view on this year's Super Bowl. Most of you are probably wondering, why do we use Roman numerals for the Super Bowl? Well, actually, the founder of the Chiefs, one of the teams playing in the Super Bowl, had this idea of coming up with a way to fancify sports. So what he did is he started using the Roman numerals, the L being for 50 and the V being for 5, which gets you to LV or Super Bowl 55. The two teams playing today in Super Bowl 55 are the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Here we have a nice picture of their two helmets. Now, because it's COVID, we could name this the COVID Bowl, and you'll probably see a lot of people wearing a Kansas City mask or a Tampa Bay Buccaneers mask. Now, according to Ian Rappaport, there will be 25,000 fans in attendance, and there will also be 30,000 cutout fans in attendance. Possibly, some of those 30,000 might be dogs. Something to make this year particularly interesting is that before a season starts with the NFL, they choose a stadium in a city where the game will be played. And it just so happened that the way things played out, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be playing in their home stadium, which is the first time this has ever happened in NFL history, at Raymond James Stadium. It's a big opportunity and a big task for any city to host the Super Bowl. And it's really important that when the city comes together, they make the good decision of coming up with a logo. This year, Tampa has decided to go with the 3 sails and a football like a hole. Now, this is probably based on the structure built into the stadium in Tampa, which, as you can see, is a pirate ship. Before we jump into analyzing the game and all the players and everything, I thought it'd be fun to just kind of talk about the mascots and their kind of quirky features. So I think, in my own opinion, that the skull and the 2 swords is pretty cool. I, however, don't think that the skull and the 2 swords and a cartoon football is cool, which probably is why they have a football as the hole in the logo that you saw previously. Now, please Tampa, bring back the winking Buccaneer. For the Chiefs, they might have to do some thinking on this one with a Native American mascot in 2021. Now, in the 1960 to 1962 years, they had the Kansas City Texans. Can we bring that back? No, the Houston Texans are the new Texans. Could we change it to Kansas City Cowboys? No, that's Dallas. Can we bring it to Kansas City Gunslingers? I'm not quite sure how everyone would like that idea. But the best one yet is the Kansas City Grill Masters. Now, before we jump in again, I have one more thing. There are a couple names that stuck out to me on both teams. Surprisingly, it wasn't a linebacker and a quarterback or any other receivers or anything. It's actually between the 2 kickers, Harrison Butker and Ryan Succop. My personal favorite is Harrison Butker. I love that name. Now, if I was choosing a kicker, though, I'd have to go with Ryan Succop, who has a higher kicking percentage over Harrison Butker, who in this playoffs has kind of missed a couple kicks and is crippling under the pressure. Now let's dive into the analysis of both teams. Starting here with the Kansas City offense and the Tampa Bay offense side by side. You're going to see that there are 3 highlighted for the Tampa Bay, 3 highlighted for Kansas City. Now, the points per game favors Tampa Bay, but the yards per game favors Kansas City with over 400 yards a game, which is terrific. Now you're going to see 2 more with the yards per play and 3rd down conversion going to Kansas City, the points per play going to Tampa, and the red zone scoring or touchdowns going to Tampa as well. Something to consider, though, is that both of these are very close and very similar, meaning that both offenses don't have a dramatic edge over each other. Now, similar to the last graphic you saw, the Chiefs on the left, Bucks on the right, and you're going to see here that with as many highlighted points that we have here, Tampa is the better defense comparatively. And one of the big things that sticks out is their ability to stop other teams in the red zone. They're pretty good at it, while Kansas City is the worst at it. Now, as we get to the turnover statistics, one thing I want to point out is that turnovers are when the ball is intercepted or fumbled and it's a giveaway to the other team. Both teams are pretty good at holding on to the football, except you're going to see that Tampa generally has the edge in forcing more turnovers. It's important to note when we talk about special teams that special teams is a broad thing, which is covering punters, place kickers, kick returners, and the coverage team. And the coverage team is generally the people that are covering the kicks and there to guard kick returners. And you're going to see that on Tampa's side, they're generally one of the worst at this, while Kansas City is the best at this. So we could possibly see a big return from Kansas City against a lesser team of the Bucks. Now we're going to take a look inside the injury report. And the first thing that really stands out to me is Willie Gay and Eric Fisher. Both out are two starting offensive linemen for the Kansas City Chiefs. And this is a big problem because usually when you're on a team, the linemen of the offense are very hard to come by. So you're going to expect that their replacements aren't going to play very well. On the other side, we have three important players, but the Bucks are generally deeper in all of these positions where these guys may not play, and that the players that are going to step up are going to have that next player mentality. Now I'm going to talk about the conference games, which are the games prior to the Super Bowl for both teams. Starting with the Kansas City Chiefs, the stars were Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Tyrann Mathieu. Now, Patrick Mahomes played very well coming off of an injury. He was very efficient. He had a really high quarterback rating, and he played very safe. Now, on the rushing side of the offense, they weren't actually that good. You had one large run from Mecole Hardman, but their star of the year, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, kind of fell off the map here and didn't do very well. And in order for them to really have a leg up in this game, they're really going to have to get their rushing going. Now, with the receivers, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce both had 100-plus yard games, which is terrific. That's really hard to do, and it was really good to see that from them. But a drawback you could say is that they probably didn't spread the ball around as much as they should have, and that could come back to bite them with players not having as many reps and having to play in a really high-pressure situation. Now on the Bucs side, we're going to see that Brady, Evans, Gronk, and Alexander are the big players to watch. Last game, Brady did fairly well, except for this big number of 3 interceptions, which lowered his quarterback rating. But in this situation, Tom Brady threw those 3 interceptions in situations where they were risks that ended up just being like punts. Now, with the rushing, it was a pretty similar problem that the Chiefs had in that their star running back didn't play very well, and their other running back had 55 yards. Going on to receiving, they only had one receiver go over 100 yards, and they had 2 of their stars only get 4 catches between the 2 of them. But the thing you are going to see is that Brady tends to spread the ball around a little more and get more people involved in the game. In my opinion, these are the keys to success. On Kansas City's side of the ball, the game plan is going to be consistently running the ball to tire down the Buccaneers' defensive line. Don't rely on the big plays to win the game because Tampa's defense is too good for this. Use more receivers in the game. Use Hill and Kelce as decoys if it's necessary to get those receivers open. And the O-line definitely has to step up and play a bigger role in this game and protect Mahomes. Avoid careless turnovers and mistakes. Don't give Tampa's defense a reason for momentum. Hold the Buccaneers to just field goals instead of touchdowns. Force Brady out of the pocket and to make difficult throws on the run. For the Bucs, you're going to have to keep Mahomes off the field and the Chiefs' offense off the field by controlling the clock with a strong offensive running game. Don't give up on the run. Use it to wear down the Chiefs' defense. Get the ball to your playmakers, Evans and Gronk. Don't force the ball. There are plenty of options. Trust the offensive line to protect Brady. Take the deep shots, but only when it's smart and you can recover from it. On the defensive side, cover and surround the big playmakers for the Kansas City Chiefs. And then allow the defensive line to get in there for Mahomes to make a bad play. Create turnovers and lock in on the big playmakers of the Kansas City Chiefs. And get off the field on third downs. Now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for my final game prediction. I believe it's going to be a very close game. I think the Buccaneers are going to pull out a win 31-28, while Kansas City is going to get more yardage. I think Tampa's going to come out with a takeaway that's going to help them win the game. And it's important to note that whoever wins this game is going to be making history with Tom Brady. If he wins, adding his 7th ring and being the oldest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. And it'll be his first year in the NFC without his coach and his mentor and his teacher, Bill Belichick, which could add to his solidification of the greatest of all time. And if Mahomes wins, he will be the youngest quarterback to win back-to-back Super Bowls. Thanks everyone for watching this video. As you know, I've been making this video since I was in middle school, and now I'm a senior in high school. I can't wait to move on to college and continue making videos as I pursue my communications degree.